Whenever we see 23, it is, always gets our attention. We know that the Bible uses the number 23 as a word to represent tribulation, and tribulation is judgment. And we have learned that at the time of the end, there was a 23-year great tribulation period or judgment upon the churches. And following that, we have learned that there is biblical evidence pointing to a 23-year inclusive judgment on the world, so that from 1988, when the Great Tribulation began, until 2033 would be 46 inclusive years, 45 actual years. We've seen how God uses 23 as an attachment to numbers that reach the fullness of thousands of years. And then 23 years after that, there is some kind of judgment, such as from creation to the flood was 6,023 years. And then from the flood to the cross in 33 AD was 5,023 calendar years. And even from creation to the year 2011 was 13,023 years. And again, fullness plus 23. But there's also 2 times where we find the ending attached to the fullness of thousands of years. Well, 2 main times. It's actually found other times in biblical history, but it's 45/46, going from creation to the cross in 33 AD, 11,045 actual years, 11,046 calendar years. Again, going from creation to 2033, 13,045 actual years, 13,046 calendar years. And so that 45/46, we can understand why it is when we look at 2 Peter 3 and God tells us about 2 earths. His plan for this world included an earth prior to the flood that was destroyed by the flood. Of course, the actual earth wasn't destroyed, but the world, the geography of the earth was destroyed and remade. And the world after the flood. And 2 Peter 3 speaks of it in that kind of a way. And then we understand why the total 45/46 going to the cross and going to 2033. Because the first world or earth was destroyed 6,023 years, and then the flood. And from the flood to the cross, 5,023 calendar years. In both cases, fullness of thousands of years, along with the 23-year attachment. And because you're looking at 2 different events with the flood and the cross, each one has its own 23-year attachment. So the total from creation to the cross, 11,045/46, it's added up with the first world and second world. Likewise, from creation to the flood, again, 6,023. But this time, if you continue counting to the year 2033, when from the flood date, it is 7,023 calendar years. And so from the flood date, fullness of thousands of years, followed by 23, and then comes the judgment. Then comes the main event, just like Christ going to the cross in 33 AD. And the total, 6,023 plus 7,023 calendar years, gives you 13,045/46. It is an adding together of both tribulations for the first destruction of the earth and the second destruction of the earth. That's one way of looking at it in God's end time program of judging the church first, followed by judgment on the world. We understand to be 2 judgments. Tribulation is a synonym for judgment. So 2 tribulations each having the number 23 involved.